Hello guys, my name's EFK, welcome to the channel, and today we've been looking at 5 games that Atari owns that need to come to VCS, and obviously, yeah, let's just get into it. So game number 5 is Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic, the original Roller Coaster Tycoon. Obviously, this game is one of Atari's most known games, developed by Chris Sawyer. The reason this game is probably not available on VCS yet is due to obviously Chris Sawyer still having some rights to this IP, because obviously he has rights with the first game and the second game, so that's why this game is probably absent. But it'd be great to see this game come to VCS in 2023. Game number 4 guys, is Pong Quest. Pong Quest is obviously a tabletop RPG game where you play as the paddles from Pong and you go on an adventure to try and save your little realm. This game is obviously available on Steam and many other platforms, but it's for some reason not available on VCS yet. So hopefully Atari decides in 2023 that they'll finally release Pong Quest onto the VCS and finally, bring this modern take on the classic arcade table tennis game, to the new audience on Atari VCS. So game number 3, guys, is number 3 is Chris Sawyer's Locomotion. This is obviously a game very similar to Roller Coaster Tycoon, but this is obviously a seat builder where you got control or transporting that within the city. This game is another game that, like Roller Coaster Tycoon, there will probably be issues with Chris Sawyer having to obviously negotiate with Atari in order for the game to be re-released on VCS. But hopefully Atari is able to make a deal with Chris Sawyer to obviously re-release this game, because it would be huge for Atari VCS owners to be able to play on one of these original Tycoon games made by Chris Sawyer, especially with the one that predates Roller Coaster Tycoon Classic by many, many years. Anyway, this game would be epic if it was added to the Atari VCS store. And yeah, so guys, game number 2 on my list is Haunted House Cryptic Graves. This is a game I've been quite vocal about me wanting Atari to re-release on other platforms such as Steam, most because I want to complete the Steam library for Atari. But Haunted House Cryptic Graves is obviously a horror game, which would be it'd be a huge point to have a horror game on the Atari VCS, especially one from Atari as well. Obviously, Cryptic Graves is seen as one of the worst Haunted House games. It's apparently not a very good game, but surely Atari could obviously tweak the game to run on VCS and make it a better port and a better version of that game, especially nowadays with the team they've got and obviously the developers they're working with to bring other games to VCS. It just makes sense for Atari to try and bring more of its legacy games like Haunted House, Cryptic Graves to the platform. Anyway, guys, game number 1, the one game that I think Atari needs to bring to the VCS the most out of everything they've ever released is Tempest 3000, the ill-fated Samson Nuon game, and the third game in the Tempest series. Tempest 4000 is said to already be on VCS from what I know. Obviously, there was talk about it running on VCS about a year or two ago. Whilst Tempest 3000 has not been re-released since it came out on Samson Nuon back in 2000, which is rather unfortunate, as the Samson Nuon is a very obscure console and didn't really sell that well. So there's that. Adding Tempest 3000 to the VCS would kind of give Atari its first big exclusive game for the VCS, especially as Atari has been working with developers to obviously release their games on all other platforms as well as the VCS. So it would be kind of cool to see Atari have this game come to the VCS and be an exclusive game for the VCS for modern consoles. Now, what happened, I don't know. There could be some legal issue with Samsung, because Samsung obviously had exclusivity for it back in 2000, but surely the consoles have lapsed by now. Anyway, guys, those are my top 5 games that need to come to Atari VCS. Let me know your thoughts about that in the comments down below. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you think these games will come to Atari VCS? Do you think they won't? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment, turn notifications. I've been EFK, and I'm signing out. Peace.